Okay, good. Let me just double check, make sure everything is working. Mic check. Perfect. Hello, everyone that's staying tuned. Today we're just gonna be doing reactions to YouTube videos because it's gonna be a short stream. So I'm just gonna do some reactions to you. I was gonna try to see if I could do Elden Ring, but I'm not. I'm not gonna. The stream's not gonna be long enough for it. So we're just gonna do. Let me edit. Hold on. Let me edit the title. It's just gonna be chatting. Good. Yeah, we're just gonna go through a couple of videos on YouTube and then be good. Oh, we could do this.
You must decide what you want.
At least we wait till. Well, I don't know because some people are saying some stuff on TikTok, so we'll see if we could get to it. Like I think we're probably most likely probably. Yeah, we're probably sh- sh- listen to some of 21's album and then a little bit of Game Award stuff, and then we'll be good. But let's watch this House of Dragon season 3.
Rhaenyra will do what she has to do. And what she has to do will be dire.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. HBO released the first House of the Dragon Season 3 trailer, so we'll break it all down. There's a bunch of new scenes here, so if you're brand new to the channel, I'll be doing videos for all the episodes just like previous seasons, and like Night of the Seven Kingdoms episodes, which we'll be getting in January. Apparently, Matt Smith was claiming that episodes would drop in August. It might be a little bit before that, so just expect them to come at some point during the summer. In related Game of Thrones news, Jason Momoa, Khal Drogo himself, also just brought himself back from the DCEU into the DCU as Lobo in the new
Oh,
Supergirl trailer,
interesting.
which Millie Alcock, young version of Rhaenyra, is the new DCU Supergirl. Ramin Djawadi, who did the music for Game of Thrones, and they reused that same music for the intro for House of the Dragon, also did the music for Supergirl, so there is just a lot of Game of Thrones stuff happening in the
Yeah,
DCU
that's
right
interesting.
now. I just did a big trailer video for
They need
that, so I'll link it below in the description.
they need help that much. They need to use Game of Thrones to help them.
Today is like trailer fest. But we are eating good. We have 2 Game of Thrones series airing episodes in the same year. Finally, it took us this long to get there. Just starting at the beginning of the brand new footage and working our way
I
through some.
hope they do the Knights of the Seven Kingdom good. I never really like read into that story, unlike the other stories. I never really read into that story, but I heard is I heard it's pretty good.
By Shaw talking about Easter eggs and WTF moments, so they mix voiceover of Corlys Valerion talking to Rhaenyra in a completely different scene with a scene of Alicent going to see Aemond while he's sitting on the Iron Throne. It seems like at the very beginning of episode 1, like very early part of the season. And I think the idea is they want to juxtapose the idea at the beginning of season 2 is that Corlys is trying to explain to Rhaenyra, like, look, this is what we have to do to take King's Landing if you want to take the Iron Throne. Currently, Aemond is there, and they have to wait for him to leave to go to Harrenhal. There are a couple of scenes here that definitely seem like they're happening from later in the season, but I think for the most part, the beginning of the trailer here is meant to take place at the very beginning of the season. Based on the vibe of the scene with Corlys, I think that it's happening before the Battle of the Gullet, which is meant to be episode 1, episode 2 stuff. So like this is very beginning of the season. There are going to be a lot of really big WTF events that seem like they happen back to back or at the same time at the beginning of the season. You also notice that Alicent is not wearing green anymore. She's wearing blue like she was at the end of season 2, which is meant to give you more vibes of the clothes that she wore before she
I
started hating
yeah. I thought she stopped wearing green a while ago.
Rhaenyra. There are going to be a lot of scenes like this during season 3 with the two of them back in the Red Keep together because Rhaenyra is going to be ruling in the Red Keep for most of the season and Alicent is going to be there as well. So of course they're going to be having a bunch of scenes together. So it's meant to give you echoes of their time together when they were good friends growing up in the Red Keep. Then this scene of Corlys, not from his voiceover, a completely separate scene in the middle of a battle, is from the Battle of the Gullet. Can't really talk too much about this because there's a lot of big spoilery things that happen, a lot of big deaths that wind up happening during this, right at the beginning of the season. But remember, they tease at the end of season 2 with the Triarchy's fleet on their way to intercept Corlys's fleet, which was blockading King's Landing.
That should be a good sea battle. This should be a really good sea battle.
There's a real quick scene of the Winter Wolves, the Stark army, in the middle of a battle. This could be any one of a number of battles that happen during this part of the timeline in the Dance of the Dragons. They might compress a couple battles and just combine a couple big ones. Then I think this scene of them battle planning with the figures in the middle of the battlefield here is actually from the first battle of Tumbleton. Big WTF battle that will happen at the end of season. Lots of betrayals, lots of big deaths happening, so we can't talk too much about that either without getting too spoilery. But the big idea here is that he puts down a figurine representing multiple dragons at this battle. Then there's a scene of Alicent talking to someone. They make it seem like she's talking to Aemon from the beginning of the season, but that could be a completely separate scene. She tells someone else Rhaenyra will do what she has to do.
Yeah, because I can't see her talking to Aemon, to be honest. I think she's completely done, Alicent. I think the only child right now she's trying to save is Yelena and her other child that she never raised, the good one.
Which is the
I mean, Yelena's a good one too, but you know.
Idea that this is going to be a very bloody war, very Pyrrhic victory for either side who comes out on top at the end of season 3. But I think the idea is they wanted to feel like a bigger victory this season for the Greens at the end of the season, whereas the end of season 2 made it feel like a bigger victory for the Blacks, especially at the beginning of season 3 when she retakes the Iron Throne. Part of the idea is they wanted to feel like anybody could wind up winning this, and at least at the beginning of season 3, it heavily favors the Blacks because they have so many more dragons than the Greens. But things change, alliances change.
Yeah, because Aemon, dumbass, literally took out one dragon. He took out his brother's dragon like a dumbass. Bro, you understand what you just did? You just made yourself weaker because now you lost a dragon, and Yelena's not gonna go on the dragon.
So this is why.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think technically all they have is Vhagar.
By the end of season 3, they want to make it seem like the Greens.
Because I believe Sunfire's. I don't know if Sunfire's dead. I believe that's Aegon's dragon. I don't know if it's. Is that Aegon's dragon, Sunfire? I think it is. But anyway, I don't know if Aegon's dragon's dead. I mean, it could be badly hurt because I believe in the books, he doesn't die. The dragon doesn't die. I think it's just badly hurt. But I don't know. They could change it.
Actually have a chance of coming out on top. You have to remember, though, George R. Martin has written all this history, so like we already know who ultimately winds up winning this. So if you do want to go out and read that, you can go read that right now. Joffrey himself kind of spoils the outcome of all this during the original Game of Thrones series too, when he's talking to other characters about history in the past. This actual scene of Aemond with Alicent seems like it's at the very beginning of the season because I don't think they're going to be together for the later part of the season.
No.
This is probably before he goes to Harrenhal on Vhagar. All before Rhaenyra winds up taking the Iron Throne, taking the Red Keep with Daemon's help. And part of the idea here is that she's actually kind of betraying Aemon because she told Rhaenyra when the best time to attack was. Like, he'll be gone, come take it, we'll give it to you. You could just waltz right in and...
The thing too is that, like, I don't know, man, like, I think she's such a bad mother. I mean, it's not her fault because, you know, she was a very young age when she first became a mom. So she never truly learned how to be a real mom. But damn, Mother of the Year award? She started all this. I mean, I think Viserys maybe Viserys may have started all this, but technically it started with her. She wanted to put her kids on the throne. She got them on the throne. She can't control them. Now she's setting them up for failure. She's setting them up to die. It's like, yo, that's your fault. You knew Aegon was not supposed to be on that throne. He was not ready for that throne.
Sit on the Iron Throne, it will be yours. So you have to remember that she's actually betraying the Greens. She's betraying her son in all this. All because she wants to see an end to the war itself, just because so many people are dying on both sides.
A war, technically, she had a hand in starting. And the only reason why she's doing this is because she has no more options. Her back's against the wall.
Then you fly to the Red Keep in 3 days' time and you take your throne.
There's a brief scene of Armand Hightower in front of the Green Army, and it seems like they're about to fight in the first Battle of Tumbleton. I think this is meant to be like one of the real big battles of the season. He's the oldest son of Hobart Hightower, who is the Lord of Oldtown. So I think the idea is that he's getting ready to fight Daemon. Technically, he is Daemon's nephew. There's another scene of the Winter Wolves beating their drums, about to march into actual battle. I think this might be happening at a separate battle. I don't know if this is meant to be from the first Battle of Tumbleton. Some of these battle scenes are from different battles, not the exact same battle. Not totally sure who this skull in the fire is, though. You can let me know who you think is burning here. Then we get another scene from the Battle of the Gullet on one of Corlys' ships. Notice all the fire behind them. It's meant to be the biggest, bloodiest sea battle in the history of Westeros, and the biggest one that HBO has ever tried to do. If you remember the Battle of Blackwater during the original series, just imagine that on steroids. Then you notice a bunch of guards pulling their swords in the Iron Throne room. I think these are meant to be Rhaenyra's guard because they are wearing black, as in the blacks. Otherwise, they'd be wearing green for the greens. My assumption is they might wind up forming Rhaenyra's new Kingsguard that she forms once she actually sits the Iron Throne. There are a couple of things that she has to do, like a couple of formalities once she actually takes the Iron Throne. Like first there's sitting on it and being queen. Then there's all the actual busy work of a sitting queen and the things that you would normally do, like getting rid of all the greens in the palace. Got to switch everybody out for all the loyal guards that she wants. So this actually lines up with some images that we saw behind the scenes when they were filming season 2, and the actress who plays Rhaenyra, Emma D'Arcy, who said one of the things that she wanted to do that they had not done yet as of season 2 was Rhaenyra using a sword. My assumption, based on the garb, she's wearing like some more battle-like garb. This actually might be happening during the sack of King's Landing at the very beginning of the season, as she's ready to actually she's in the process of taking King's Landing from the Greens, after Aemond has taken Vhagar and headed to Harrenhal, thinking that he's going to find Daemon there, but finding nobody at the actual castle, because Daemon has already left to come back to King's Landing to help Rhaenyra take King's Landing, and the rest of the army has gone on to other places to fight the Greens.
Yoink! 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 Yoink!
Nigga, yoink them.
Himself also implied that one of Rhaenyra's big pitfalls this season, one of the things that will cause her downfall, is that she also begins to believe too much in the prophecy of the Long Night, the White Walkers, and the prince who was promised. This is actually meant to be the whole basis for their conflict over the Iron Throne, because she believes that she is the person, the prince who was promised to stop the Long Night and the White Walkers that are coming, because at this point in history, nobody knows when that's going to happen, the next Long Night, so they all think that it's right around the corner, and she thinks that she is who Jon Snow eventually winds up being. So just imagine how her being so prophecy drunk this season is going to cause her to act, and how that will ultimately lead to her downfall. One of the big running themes during the original Game of Thrones series is that people misinterpreting prophecy was a very regular thing, and it ultimately leading to their own downfall. This is a big George R. R. Martin thing. Like, yes, prophecy is real, visions are real, but people always misinterpret it, and it always goes badly for them. Just ask Stannis. Then there's another new scene of Daemon on a battlefield. I'm assuming this is actually the scene of Daemon that they released officially with him in his armor on the first Battle of Tumbleton. Like, they're hitting the field here. Notice that you actually see Oscar Tully behind him looking like he is not built for this. Like, this is too crazy. What am I doing here? This is going to be nuts. This is actually meant to be the final big battle of the season. Like, it'll be episode 7, and then episode 8 will be the aftermath of that. In the same Game of Thrones tradition where, like, their final big WTF battle is the penultimate episode, then they always use the final episode, whatever that winds up being, for the aftermath. The second new scene they release is of Rhaenyra holding Viserys' crown, her father. Technically, it's Jaehaerys' crown. They just passed along
and
to
just
her
passed it down.
If you couldn't tell, she's in the king's chambers, her father's old room, which Aegon recently vacated, where Viserys showed her the prophecy etched into the Valyrian dagger with fire. So it's meant to be kind of a full circle moment, like she's back here in the same place, thinking about the prophecy, thinking about her father.
And technically, too, the reason why I think this is also for Sarion's fault, because I, I understand the whole prophecy thing, right? You want to try to keep it within the family. But once you marry Allison, she became part of the family. So why didn't you just share your the prophet you had of the White Walkers with her? That's why I never got. I mean, maybe if I'm missing something, maybe if I go back and rewatch the first and second season, but I feel like why couldn't he just say something? Like, even if you say, "Yeah, I kept it within the family." I mean, you married her, so technically Allison became family. If he would have just told everybody about it, this confusion one had not never happened.
Thinking about the crown, and notice what she's wearing too. There's a bit of a fit check here too. This is the outfit that she's going to be wearing as the queen. Little more form-fitting. You also know the dragon scale pattern across her shoulders, the upper part of her body too. Sort of like she's wearing light dragon armor, a more armorish look to her outfit. There's a whole lot of stuff going on during this new footage, so if there's any Easter eggs or references that you spotted that I didn't talk about in this video or my previous videos, just write them in the comments below. HBO is also supposed to be releasing a poster for Season 3. It might not be out by the time I posted this video. They're also supposed to be releasing new Night of the Seven Kingdoms footage. I'll try to do a video for that by Saturday morning. They just decided to drop like 4 different trailers at the same time, so I'm also right in the middle of doing a new video for the Lanterns Green Lantern HBO series that's completely separate, but be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss any of that stuff. When it comes to
Oh, I
Night of
didn't
the
know.
Seven
I didn't know
Kingdoms,
they had a
because there's
trailer. I
such
didn't know
little
they had a
material, I'm
trailer
not
for it.
expecting
The Green
quite as
Lantern.
many trailers
Might have to
as
watch
they
it.
do for normal House of the Dragon seasons or the original Game of Thrones series, because if you really think about it, Night of the Seven Kingdoms almost could have been condensed into a long 2.5 to 3 hour movie. You can literally go out and read The Hedge Knight, which is what they're doing for season 1, in a couple hours. Like, that's how quickly you can blow through the
Yeah, because
entirety of the
technically,
story for season 1.
this is supposed to be like small stories. It's not something long like the House of Dragons or like Game of Thrones. Like, no, technically, the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms are supposed to be little small stories leading up to what's gonna happen.
Click here and here for both of those new videos. I'll update the links as soon as I finish posting those.
Let me see
Thank
the
you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Let me see if they released the you said the Green Lantern, right? Green Lantern trailer. Let's see. Is this it? So they're gonna make it John Stewart?
My entire life for this.
You're not ready to get up front of the class until the ring says you are.
I don't know if that's a trailer for it.
Welcome back, everyone.
Interesting.
It's Charlie. We have our first official Lanterns footage.
I think they did a good casting for John Stewart. I think already the casting's good for him.
So we'll break it all down. It's the Green Lantern HBO series. It's going to be premiering next year after the Supergirl movie. So no coincidence that they dropped this right after they dropped the big Supergirl trailer. I've already done a video for that, so I'll link it at the end of this. I think we are all expecting some sort of Green Lantern related stuff during the Supergirl movie just to help tee up the Lantern series because it is releasing right after the Supergirl movie. They already gave us a taste of the Green Lantern Corps during the Superman movie with Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner. Now we're going to be getting the full deep dive in the Lantern series. So of course I'll be doing episode videos for this week to week when it does premiere next year. Be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. And yes, James Gunn did confirm that Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner will show up on this Lantern series, so we'll probably get a scene of him with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Hal Jordan also probably cannot stand him the way that you would expect. As you can see from the vibe of the footage, it is
Well, yeah, because Guy Gardner's pretty he's just pretty annoying. Guy Gardner.
meant to be more of a serious, true
Even in the comics, he's annoying.
detective Green Lantern type series set on Earth, compared to a lot of the irreverent humor that you saw during the Supergirl trailer and all the jokes. Like, this Green Lantern series seems as serious as cancer. If you saw True Detective Season 1, or really any of the seasons, they're all meant to be pretty serious, but Season 1 is really like the banger season, then imagine that, but with Green Lanterns. The synopsis for the series reads that Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are paired up, and he is the mentor to Jon Stewart, who has just gotten the ring like it's brand new. As you see in the footage, he's basically testing him to teach him how to use the ring. Do you know how to actually use this to save your life? Presumably, there'll either be a prologue at the beginning of episode 1, or there'll be some moment that will explain that Jon Stewart has already gotten the ring. The ring has already come to him. And the Owens, the Green Lantern Corps, have paired him up with Hal Jordan to teach him how to become a Green Lantern. Like, this is brand new first days for Jon Stewart. First day on the job. The synopsis reads that they've come to a small Nebraska town in the DCU, obviously, to investigate a mysterious murder that has wider ramifications and connections to the entire DCU going forward, and it sounds like a high-profile character was killed, leading them to darker mysteries and reckonings. So I think the reckonings that the synopsis refers to sounds like Sinestro and Hal Jordan's past, because when this picks up, it's meant to be an older Hal Jordan, so he's already had his falling out with Sinestro. Sinestro has quit the Green Lantern Corps, but it sounds like Sinestro hasn't created the Sinestro Corps yet. My assumption, though, is that he does have his Yellow Lantern ring already. He just has
he has to have the yellow ring already.
As you see them step into this town hall meeting, where it seems like the entire town is listening to the sheriff here in this local town about what's just happened, you see Jon Stewart walking past what looks like all the bodies, like this is the actual crime scene here that they're investigating, saying that he's trained his whole life for this in a completely different scene, like they just put some voiceover from him in a different scene across this. What he's referring to is all of his time in the military. Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart then pushing through what looks like the coroner's office here, investigating the actual dead bodies. Then Hal Jordan basically gives Jon Stewart one of his early tests here. It seems like they're driving a Buick Grand National from the 90s, classic muscle car. I believe this is Hal Jordan's car because it has California plates on it and he's from Coast City. When he says you're not ready to get up in front of the class, he's talking about the rest of the Green Lantern Corps in general, because Jon Stewart has just started learning about the Green Lantern Corps in general. And tells him you're ready when the ring says you're ready, then takes his Green Lantern ring. This is
I don't know how. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm a fan of how the ring looks. I don't know. I could just be picky too.
Puts it on the dashboard and bails out of the car. So the whole idea is he's trying to force Jon Stewart to find a way to save himself using his own Green Lantern ring, or he's going to die. Maybe Hal Jordan is also hoping that Jon Stewart, when he saves himself, can also save his car. Like, he'll just bubble the car so the car itself doesn't crumple on impact here. Like, it's a good car. See if you could save the car, too. Then there's another scene of Jon Stewart running down the freeway, just a completely different scene disconnected from this. Making another callback to Ryan Reynolds' Hal Jordan, this is what his Green Lantern ring looked like compared to Kyle Chandler's Hal Jordan's ring. If it wasn't clear, all the different members of the Green Lantern Corps have different kinds of Green Lantern rings. They're all meant to look very different. It's not like the battery on Oa creates 1,000 copies of the exact same ring. When you zoom in and enhance on it, notice the battle damage on the ring, how many big battles it's been through. It's meant to echo with his whole character vibe just in general. Like, he's an older Green Lantern, he's seen a lot of crap across his years in the Corps. But at least at this point, as far as James Gunn has talked about, they have not done War of Light yet. We haven't had Blackest Night or like a lot of the really big seminal Green Lantern events. And they have not done Parallax Hal Jordan yet. We will see if they ever actually work up to that too, because he was also an older Hal Jordan when that happened in the comics.
I don't think they'll do that though. You gotta save a lot of that stuff though, because believe it or not, Green Lantern comics they're good, but I think right now the way they're taking it, I think it's good. Just create just a introduction. create the introduction, and then see how it goes. Then you could do the big stuff.
I hope you enjoy it. Roll the footage.
Based on the footage, the series is described as a Western-toned series set in rural America, with Hal Jordan training Jon Stewart as a substitute teacher of sorts, like he didn't plan on being his mentor, teaching him how to use the actual ring. Both of them are meant to clash, like their personalities will clash, with Jon Stewart claiming that he's better at saving people than Hal Jordan. Jon Stewart's constructs are based more on his background as an architect, so the constructs tend to be more complex, and Hal Jordan is described as just wanting to punch every problem that comes along, like really, really angry in his older age. So it sounds like his constructs will be simpler, more like Guy Gardner's that we saw, who was manifesting the giant hand, making the middle finger to the Baravian troops in the Superman movie when he was taking them all down. One of the versions of the trailer they showed off didn't have them in their suits. Another one reportedly did have them in some Green Lantern suits. Like, you did actually see some of their suits. And reportedly, they are supposed to look like the Earth 1 Green Lantern suits. So take that as you will. This is somebody describing what they actually look like. So I don't know how accurate that actually is. But I do think this confirms that they're not meant to be just like the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern suits. They're not green, they're not animated, so they're fulfilling the promise of that Deadpool joke in the first Deadpool movie. One of the other big moments in the trailer footage was Chip, the squirrel Green Lantern, was mentioned. He's actually Helvanite, the race that looks just like squirrels and beavers talking small animals, but they're not actual squirrels. He's a Green Lantern of Sector 1014. His main villain from that sector is Dex Star, who eventually becomes a Red Lantern, who was originally a house cat from Earth. So the joke is that the house cat is the enemy of a squirrel.
The Red
and chases him around
Lanterns.
everywhere. We will see how much of that kind of stuff we see during the series.
I
My
think the Red
assumption
Lanterns
is
are
not that much,
fear,
a very
I
little
believe.
bit. James Gunn
I
went
think
on
Red
to think
Lanterns
about
fear.
how it was meant to be a terrestrial series, as in it mostly takes place in Middle America on Earth.
Because the story,
Fear,
the thing
anger,
that keeps getting
one of
out
the
is it's
two.
a terrestrial story, you know? Yeah, because it's on Earth. The story takes place
I
on
think
Earth. Everybody's
green
like,
is
we don't want
hope.
to see their outer space. They
Red,
fly
I
with
think
rings.
is
We don't want to
rage.
see a, you know. And I'm like, yeah,
Uh,
they're on Earth for the story, like most Green Lantern stories. It's terrestrial bound. It's not in
wow,
outer
I don't remember
space,
the
you
the
know?
lantern
I think
color
grounded,
rings and
just
what they
like,
are, what they
if
support.
Green Lanterns were real, what would they be and how would they be? We don't have 1,000 Green Lanterns, you know, all that stuff. And it's like, you know, it's a grounded story that's being told through another lens in a way that's really commensurate. You know, it's an HBO series, and it's going to be an HBO series.
The director of the
The
first
thing with James Gunn is that he's gonna like, he's not a bad director, but I feel like his movies are very repetitive. Like, it's Supergirl's gonna be like a Guardian of the Galaxy type movie, just with Supergirl, just with DC characters. And it's like, dude, are all your movies gonna be like that? Are all your movies gonna be like Guardians of the Galaxy, just a different character? It's gonna get tired out. And especially with DC, when DC technically is supposed to be a more serious comic. It's not supposed to be colorful like how Marvel is.
2 episodes said there are excitements to come. It won't disappoint the classic fans, so it does sound like there are a lot of deep-cut Green Lantern Easter eggs with the older comics. You get to meet the characters in a quite rooted way before it takes you intergalactic, so it does sound like we will go intergalactic during the actual series. Like, it won't completely be set on Earth. They will reference stuff that's happening out in outer space. It would be weird if you did a Green Lantern series and you never reference what's happening beyond Earth. When I talked to James Gunn, there were only a couple things that he actually said about the series. Most of our conversation was about the other stuff that they were working on, the other big movies. Chris Mundy, the Lantern showrunner with Damon Lindelof, is known for writing these prestige crime thrillers like Ozark, Bloodline, True Detective, says the
Oh,
series
he
is
wrote
as much of a
Ozark?
buddy cop show as a superhero show. And like any good buddy cop show, Hal and John are opposing forces, like very different personalities that clash with each other. Then he said our show is in a lot of ways about replacement. When should someone step aside, and when is it time for the next person to take the reins? Basically, Jon Stewart eventually taking the reins. I think confirming the idea that Jon Stewart is meant to be the Green Lantern that will eventually be on the future Justice League once it forms out of the Justice Gang. We will probably get into that once we start getting episodes, just because it seems like they're using this series to set him up as a much, much bigger character in the DCU. Then he goes on to say that push and pull between those two characters, Hal and John, is really important. So much of the power that John has by not taking the bait understanding that you lose power if you're yelling and screaming. This is what we're trying to convey. He knows that he belongs in the Green Lantern Corps, that is, so he doesn't have to overcompensate. There's a real balance there that's innately inside of Aaron. Talking about Aaron Pierre, who plays Jon Stewart. He's big. He's an intimidating presence, just physically, but there's a softness to him, too, a thoughtfulness. You can't teach that. So he's just talking about Aaron Pierre being an amazing actor. If you've not seen any of his other stuff, he's fantastic. Also, he was supposed to be in one of the versions of Marvel's new Mahershala Ali Blade movie, then got taken out of the movie like he was cut from the movie when they completely changed that script 5 or 6 different times. As much as that does suck, it did create the opportunity for him to then be Jon Stewart of the DCU, so he would not be in the Green Lantern series Lanterns if he were in the Blade movie.
Already in the void. I'm not trying to get canceled again.
I don't like you.
You never did.
When it comes to the other Green Lanterns from Earth that we know canonically, like Kyle Rayner, I'm assuming that he has not gotten his Green Lantern ring yet, because this is meant to be the introduction of Jon Stewart getting his Green Lantern ring, so it's like a brand new thing.
I think it's...
So we do see Kyle Rayner. I think that's in success in many years.
Kyle
Like
Rayner.
eventually we will see all of the classic Green Lanterns show up. DC is doing a new animated version of Kyle Rayner and Jessica Cruz on a show called My Adventures with Green Lantern, but that's not canon to the DCU, it's canon to My Adventures with Superman, which is meant to be Elseworlds off in its own continuity. Absolutely great TV show. If you haven't watched it, I would recommend checking out those episodes, but it's not meant to be connected to whatever James Gunn's doing with his TV shows and his movies in the DCU. Ulrich Thompson, who you probably remember from Banshee with Anthony Starr, who's Homelander on The Boys right now, is going to be their Sinestro, which reminded me that Anthony Starr would be the most amazing Reverse Flash inside the new James Gunn DCU. Please make him Reverse Flash, even though I don't think he's going to do that. There's a lot of stuff going on during this new trailer footage. So
I can see him being. I could definitely see him being a Reverse Flash. That guy. I think he'll play perfect.
Videos, just write them below in the comments and I'll add them to my future bonus videos. There are a couple of Supergirl videos that I was working on when they released this. I wasn't expecting new Lanterns footage, so I might do a couple more Lanterns bonus videos.
Oh, that's why I had to look up the Gabe Awards. The trailers.
Welcome to the 4 parks of Universal Orlando Resort.
What's up, everybody? I'm Damon Hatfield, and for today's Daily Fix, we have the leaked title for the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake and a familiar face returning in Resident Evil Requiem. This is your Daily Fix. Presented by Universal Orlando Resort, pirate remake that's had more leaks than a sunken ship. The game's new title was visible on the PEGI European Ratings Board website, which is about as official as it gets, although the listing has since been taken down. Today's development comes just a couple of weeks after the game's release date was reportedly spilled online. During Ubisoft's latest financial results, the French publisher laid out a slate of upcoming games set to arrive before the end of its current financial...
What's that? Valley of Memories, From the Ashes. Oh, they coming out with a Division thing? Interesting. I didn't even know people even still play the Division.
Year on March 31st, 2026. The name of one of these games was left as unannounced, though a subsequent report from Insider Gaming stated that this not-so-mysterious project was the new version of Black Flag, which is scheduled to arrive during the week of March 23rd. Despite years of internal leaks, fan speculation, and even hints from the original game's lead actor, Ubisoft still has yet to officially confirm its Black Flag remake exists. IGN has contacted the company again today, in case it has anything it wants to tease, or perhaps we'll hear more at the Game Awards later this week. Moving on, Leon S. Kennedy has been confirmed to appear in Resident Evil Requiem via a leaked image on the PlayStation Store. The reveal of new cover art for the game featuring Leon finally puts to bed one of the year's biggest gaming mysteries, something developer Capcom has itself.
Let me see if they had fuck, what's the name of that? Oh. Man, bro, yo, this game when this game fucking releases, dog, I think this game I think is gonna have maybe one of the biggest first day sales. It might actually be Hogwarts Legacy, because remember, Hogwarts Legacy was when they first came out with that game, sales was rock. I think it actually would set a record of one of the games that sold the most on release date, their first week out. And I think Phantom Blade is gonna beat it.
No one goes near that place, at least not anymore. But you, my dark misfortune.
And the only thing is that I hope it don't suffer from the same thing Hogwarts Legacy suffered from. And because Hogwarts Legacy was, oh my god, it was an amazing game. But where they fucked up at, they didn't give us no extra content. It's like they just forgot about the game.
I knew it. You'd never break so easily. But why did you come back?
The Order's blades are coming. They failed once, they won't fail again.
And by the way, it is not a Souls game. It is not a Souls game. Everybody want to jump quickly. It's a Souls game. It's not a Souls game. The director said it himself. It is not a Souls game, a Souls-like game. Every game that come out like this, everybody want to think it's a Souls-like game, or no, it's not. Just because you could parry and dodge doesn't make it a Souls-like game.
Please, take it. Save our people. The girl's nothing but a shell now. She'll never be the same.
You broke my blade.
Drunken style.
Your spirit. Phantom is movement, striking from where none expect.
Damn.
Blade is breath. We channel it into steel, turning any blade into a divine weapon. When Phantom and Blade unite, no enemy stands.
That look fire. The way they did the drunken style. Wait, go back. That was fire.
When Phantom and Blade unite, no enemy stands.
Oh my God.
Who are you?
Damn, September 9th. September 9th. What games come out around that time? Dog, if you, whatever games are gonna come out around that time, don't do it. If you plan on coming out around that time, don't do it. Especially when Phantom Blade is coming out. Nobody's gonna buy your game. Everybody's gonna focus on Phantom Blade. Phantom Blade is gonna wipe the third quarter.
You'd never break so easily.
Please, take it. Save our people. The girl's nothing but a shell now. She'll never be the same.
You broke my blade. But we broke your spirit.
What I don't like is this. This is what I don't like. Hold on.
You broke my blade.
That's what I don't like. I don't like how he's drinking, but they got the mask in the way. I don't like it. I wish they would have like maybe had the mouth part open, because here it just looks like I don't know. It just looks stupid here. It's like, bro, are you even drinking it? Like he's not even drinking it. It's just hitting his mask and falling off. Wait, hold on. Play the playback because I want to break down.
But we broke your spirit.
Phantom is movement. Striking from where none expect.
Oh, that's crazy.
We channel it into steel, turning any blade
into a divine weapon.
I want to see.
Stands.
Yeah, this is the part I wanted to see. I want to see the drunken style when he does it.
When Phantom and Blade unite, no enemy.
So I wonder if he.
When Phantom and Blade unite, no enemy stands.
Oh my God, bro! This game is. Oh wait, go back. This red blade. Crazy. That's cool too. That you're gonna be able to. I like that. That you're gonna be able to use the environment to crush like enemies and stuff.
Who are you?
I don't know if he's gonna be the final boss, but man, this dude like he gonna be dumb difficult. Bro, I can't wait for that game to come out, man. I'm telling you, any games that plan on coming out that third quarter, don't do it.
Did you know that the World Cup arc has officially begun, and Japan will be up against the greatest football nations in the world? Countries like Brazil, Germany, Argentina, and Spain are already lined up as fierce rivals. But there's one country that stands out as Japan's toughest challenge yet, and that country is France. Why is France nearly impossible to beat? Because they have a player whose speed is technically unmatched. Loki. Loki is insanely powerful. The wild part, he
Julian
only
Loki.
played for 3 minutes, and we already got a glimpse of just how dangerous he is. In that short time, he pulled off one devastating move, and he wasn't even playing at full force. He didn't use any chemical reactions with teammates. He was simply assisting Rin in scoring another goal. In other words, Loki was just a support in that match. But imagine him going all in as a striker. Now that's a different story. If Loki plays seriously, alongside teammates like Charles, if he's present in the World Cup, and activates a chemical reaction with him, Loki becomes nearly unstoppable. In striker mode, with full teamwork and serious intent, he could crush defenses with ease. Did you know that the World Cup arc has officially begun?
But it makes sense why they make it France, because France is always like one of the biggest threats in the World Cup. So they're making it pretty accurate. Wow, never back down. Oh, the balancers. This should be interesting. I don't know. I don't know if anybody played the DLC for Elden Ring Nightreign, but these motherfuckers here, these Valkyrie motherfuckers here, trust me, please believe me, them motherfuckers is hard.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're gonna test if
They
any
might
of the
actually
strongest
give some of
bosses
these
in
bosses
Elden
the
Ring
work.
can survive the balancers. To test this, I ported this awesome team of angel-like creatures from Nightreign's DLC and put them up against the main bosses from the base game and the Shadow of the Earth 3 DLC. As always, hope that you'll enjoy my videos, guys. And if you do, please subscribe for many more. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Well, I command thee, kneel! I
Fucking
am
Goddard.
the Lord of all that is golden.
Believe it or not, Godric did pretty good. Because if you watch these videos, which I do like, I watch them a lot, Godric be getting scraped. Nigga be getting nigga be getting one-shotted by a couple bosses. Maybe he'll survive 2 shots. So for him to either take out one boss from Elden Ring Nightreign, it's a win. I'm surprised he took one out. Wow. Renala did pretty good too. That's another one that just be getting 2-shotted. Because most of the bosses in here are like physical damage. And Renala is weak to physical damage. But she took out 3, which isn't bad.
What's a sad state of affairs?
I need help!
We're gonna rock them. Smart crowd control moves. Gideon. He's trying to get back. Hey, he got the heal off. Dude is spamming the Scarlet Ionia. Dude is spamming that Scarlet Ionia.
I don't need help! Help! I need help! 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 I need help!
And mind you, there's another part to that move in phase 2. who will probably do good is the Lord of Blood, Mo. Maybe if he gets his blood ritual off. Because a lot of these bosses, a lot of these bosses, they're strong enough, their attack power is high enough that they can make these squishy. The only problem with the balancers is crowd control. It's a crowd control thing. Godfrey's probably gonna do good because Godfrey has a lot of crowd control moves. Like with Melania, they'll probably be able to survive Melania if they just, like, if not all of them run into her Scarlet Ionia. Because that's the only crowd control Melania really has. Radagon. He's starting to get stance break? Yeah. Oh, alright. I was about to say. I'm surprised he didn't get stance break yet. Radagon said, you can teleport, I can teleport too. Radagon said, you can't catch me. Think again, buddy. Oh! Radagon's so lucky he jumps. Radagon's very lucky he jumps. Because if he didn't jump, this might just have been bent over. Is he even got Jensen to do his meteors? Yeah, he is. Okay. Missed one. You missed one. All it takes is one. This is gonna be interesting. But I want to see the astral, like the Bell Bearer Hunter. I wonder if Bell Bearer Hunter it should melt them. God. Dog. If you play Elden Ring Nightreign, you would know the Bellbearing Hunter. The Bellbearing Hunter is one of the bosses that if you see him, you're running the other way. If you're not strong enough to beat him, and even when you are strong enough to beat him. Well, yeah, let's see. If he's able to get his blood ritual off. He's pretty annoying in the DLC. Yeah. If he could get through the first phase before doing his blood ritual, but the only problem in the second phase, I don't know if he's even going to get a chance to do it. Oh. Oh. There, he got hold. He got hold. That's crazy. He's cooked. He's cooked. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Stance broke him. Oh. Three phases. They're probably, if anything, they're probably stance break Malakath. If Malakath can stay mobile, but because you know he has the voice of a paper bag. He has the voice of a fucking paper bag. if I'm not mistaken, he's probably gonna get stance broken on here, unless if he's mobile. But I think he's gonna get stance broken here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I said it. As if he stays mobile, he won't get stance broken. Yeah, he got stance broken. It's crazy because if you was to do this on like Elden Ring base game bosses, their health would be fucking melted. Yo, this guy on one combo could do about 13k health damage. Yeah, I figured he was gonna do that. That was gonna happen. Godfrey. I said, let's see. Because like I said, it's with them, it's all about crowd control. Nah. Second phase him. Yeah. Huh. Cook. Yeah. It's all about crowd control type moves. The Divine Dancing Lion. Rolana, or whatever. And then who's next after her? Commander Gaius. This one's probably gonna be the last one. Then I'm gonna end the stream, and then tomorrow we're finished the second part of this video, the other half. Rolanda, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but she's like Melania if Melania didn't have the what they call it, hyper armor while she's attacked. Because, you know, a lot of times when Melena's in the middle of attack, for some reason, you can't fucking damage her. I love her. She's my favorite fight. One of my favorite bosses. One of my favorite boss fights in all of video game history. But that fucking super armor. Oh, she couldn't go her second phase form. Oh, she should have did it. Wow, she should have did the fire thing. Yeah, I said it. She should have did the fire thing first, took out some of them, and then did her twin double moons. I think that's what the move's called. I think twin double moon. But yeah, that's what she should have did. Just saying. So who's next? All right, so tomorrow we'll do Elden Beast, Fuse Golem, Melania. He didn't put Consort Radon? Oh, okay, yeah, he did. He put him over here. Because he usually has like Consort Radon and then Melania at the end. Usually he'll have those two like one after another. Huh. But yeah, tomorrow, sorry, like the stream was so short. Tomorrow I'll be streaming. I'll be streaming earlier tomorrow, and tomorrow is gonna be a long stream day. We're gonna be doing reactions to YouTube videos. I'm gonna finish this. We're gonna listen to 21's album, some songs of it, not all of it, and then we're gonna play Elden Ring Nightreign. So tomorrow is gonna be a long stream. Tomorrow I'm gonna see if I can push the stream to 2 to 3 hours at least. The stream, because it's been a while since I've actually done like a long stream. All my streams been like an hour, hour and a half or so, like this one. But the reason why I'm ending this one so quick is because I got things to do afterwards. So tomorrow I'll make up for it. Again, thank you guys for staying tuned. I'm sorry the stream had to end so quick, but I will make up for it tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a longer stream. Most likely it will be anywhere between, I know this is a big window, but it'll be anywhere between 4 to 8 o'clock. Like it won't be no later than 8 o'clock. So, and like I said, it's gonna be a long stream. So again, thank you, and I'll see you guys